gang violence and other kind of violence.
Guess what? I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. But I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's your boy Jenquavius Jackson, and y'all already know I'm demonetized and shadow banned in this bitch. So if you want to contribute, go to the Cash App, the PayPal, the GoFundMe, or join the Patreon. Also, don't forget to visit the merch store for all your favorite BGZM News 17 gear, including our exclusive Trump is a Blood t-shirt. Go fast before they sell out. They are already flying off the shelves, no cap. And remember, these super gremlins are on demon time.
I'm here on the corner of MLK and Medgar Evers, and it's a very tranquil scene compared to just a couple hours ago where a drive-by shooting just took place. Excuse me, I'm getting live updates as we speak. I've just been updated to the amount of casualties from this drive-by shooting, and I'm getting reports that 2 people were actually declared deceased and 27 others were shot and injured but are in stable condition. And although we must pray for the families of the fallen, we must also praise God for the aim of the super gremlin. If you want to know more about the victims of this crime, make sure you add BGZM News 17 on Patreon at www.patreon.com/blackgenzmindset. Also, don't forget to like the video, share the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and comment on the video to continue the discussion on how we can find solutions to all this gun violence in the streets. For more hard-hitting news coverage from the community, by the community, I'm Jenquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia, BGZM News 17.
And cut.
All right, dog. Let's get the out of here before these niggas come back.
Whoa. Yo!
Whoa. Ain't that nigga J?
Nah, that ain't me. That ain't me.
He just went live
That
with
ain't
that
me.
funky ass suit
That's
on.
that nigga. That's not me.
Hey, get that nigga.
Jenquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia. Pray for me.
To a murder mystery in Queens where police discovered 3 bodies inside a house in South Jamaica. But as CBS 2's Jessica Moore reports, we're learning 2 of the people may have been unintended victims.
A flurry of police activity outside this home on 155th Street Friday night after a 911 call about an unconscious woman inside.
And guys, remember, we covered this story in June. I wanted to give you guys an update because there have been some new details on the killer. We did not know who had done this before, but it looks like the super gremlin was found in Maine, if I'm not mistaken. And now he is facing trial, and very disturbing details coming out in this trial.
Police came. First of all, they find 1 dead body. Then, like another 30 minutes later, when they search whole the house, then they find another 2 bodies in the basement.
Police found 22-year-old Varshana Malcolm in an upstairs bedroom, bound with an electrical cord and duct tape, with stab wounds to her chest and neck. In the basement, police found Malcolm's aunt, Carlene Barnett, and her cousin, Devin Brightly, both with multiple stab wounds. Police say all the victims had been dead for about 72 hours by the time they were discovered.
Wow.
It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. I can't imagine something like that happening to that family. It's a sad situation. Very, very sad. People got to lose their life like that for nothing.
This case has stumped police from the very beginning. Originally, they thought it was a murder-suicide, but quickly ruled that out. And then over the weekend, they took a man into custody for questioning, thinking they had found their suspect, but quickly determined that he had nothing to do with the 3 murders.
Stunned neighbors now say they're terrified and heartbroken.
Very uncomfortable. I'm moving out. I'm actually moving out.
They're good people. That's a good family. I don't know what went wrong.
Police are working a theory that Varshana Malcolm was the intended target, possibly murdered by a former boyfriend, and that her aunt and cousin were in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Wow. So he was able to take all 3 of them out. This is crazy.
In South Jamaica, Queens, Jessica Moore, CBS 2 News.
And police are also looking into potential ties to the victim's family in Jamaica. Anyone with information is asked to call Crime Stopper.
We have an update tonight on what has been a week-long triple murder mystery in Queens.
3 people were found dead in a home last Friday. 2 of them suffered severe trauma and 1 was stabbed. Police are now looking for the man they say is the suspect, Travis Blake.
Tonight, the sister of one of the victims speaking to Eyewitness News reporter Shantae Lands.
Balloons dangle outside of an empty home turned into a shrine after 3 people were brutally murdered inside.
We don't know when they were murdered. They were in the house days before they were discovered.
Natasha is the older sister of 36-year-old Dervin Brightly. Brightly was a security guard in Times Square. His mother was 55-year-old Carlene Barnett, and her goddaughter, 22-year-old Vashana Malcolm, was a nursing student visiting for the summer. She arrived 10 days ago from Jamaica.
She came here on a plane.
10 days in the city. And just like that, these super gremlins are on demon time.
She actually sat up and took a plane ride from Jamaica. And now she has to go back home in a box to her mom.
Natasha says Carlene Barnett's younger son went to the house at 116-11 on 155th Street on Friday to check on them after 2 days of not hearing from them. He found Malcolm first on the 2nd floor. Police say she was bound and lying on a bed with trauma to her body. He called police, and when they arrived, they found Barnett stabbed to death and Bartley with severe head trauma in the basement. Neighbors are still in shock.
Very sorry. I didn't expect this.
Police are now searching for this man, 29-year-old Travis Blake. Detectives say he was living at the home and may be connected.
Wow. So this man, they gave him shelter. They was probably feeding him every day. For him to turn around and do this, these super gremlins are ungrateful.
Natasha says her brother's mother, Carlene Barnett, had an intimate relationship with the suspect, and when she cut it off, he allegedly snapped, killing Barnett, her goddaughter, and Natasha's brother.
He actually preyed on an innocent family that he knew could not defend themselves.
And like I said, what is up with these sisters dating these charity cases? It's absolutely ridiculous. There are plenty of men out here who you can deal with who are not going to butcher you. I know it's slim pickings, but damn, just do a little research into this dude's background. I'm sure he's got an extensive rap sheet, and she put her whole family at risk.
Against him, okay? And we just want answers.
Natasha has this message for the killer.
I would tell him to turn himself in.
The family says that detectives told them that the suspect has ties to both Florida and Atlanta and could be there. They also believe that he could be right here in New York.
I'm here on the corner of MLK and Frederick Douglass, where a shooting just took place. And as you can see, it's a pretty rough area. So I'm basically risking my life reporting on this madness. So make sure you do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. Like the video, hell, share the video. And make sure you go ahead and leave a comment down in the comment section to continue the discussion on how we can find solutions to all this son violence in the streets. I'm Jenquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia, BGZM News 17.
In the city tonight, we're getting our first look at the man now wanted in connection to a triple murder in Queens. News 4's Adam Harding live near the crime scene in South Jamaica with the suspects linked to the home where police found 3 people dead. Adam.
And David, good evening to you. This one certainly has left this Queens neighborhood rattled now for nearly a week as they wait for answers behind us. Police late tonight revealing new information. They say they know who they're looking for. They just don't know where he is. Behind us, you can still see outside of where the victims and tonight the person police are looking for all lived under one roof. Candles are still burning while a motive in this grisly crime remains unknown.
Tonight, a potential break in a grisly triple homicide. This is the man investigators now say they're searching for, 29-year-old Travis Blake, wanted in connection to last Friday's crime scene at a home in Jamaica, Queens. Police say officers found 22-year-old Vashana Malcolm lying unresponsive on a second-floor bed here, her hands bound. She had 2 stab wounds to her chest. Her mouth was taped shut.
Wow.
Officers on scene soon discovered 2 other bodies behind a locked door leading to the basement. There, they say they found 55-year-old Carlene Barnett suffering from multiple stab wounds and 36-year-old Dervon Brightly, who had severe head trauma.
Wow.
Police say the victims and Travis Blake all lived in the home along 155th Street. A motive has not yet been revealed.
And when we got to the home late tonight, we did see a number of people outside of the home as those candles were burning. We did attempt to speak with some of them, though they did not wish to offer any comment at this point. As for the man that police are searching for, this Travis Blake is said to be 280 pounds, and investigators say he was last seen leaving the home behind.
Dang, I mean, that's a big boy at 280. He's almost 300 pounds. He overpowered 3 people, 2 women, 1 man. Like, it's crazy.
This year headed northbound. If you know anywhere about his whereabouts, anything about his whereabouts, investigators want to hear from you immediately. We're live tonight in Jamaica, Queens. I'm Adam Harding, News 4, New York.
All right, guys. So I just want to read the rest of this article to give you guys the remaining details on this case. Just to sum it up for you, the 29-year-old fugitive nabbed in Maine in connection with triple homicide of 3 family members in Queens over the summer, a brutal case that involved bound hands, bloody tools, and puncture wounds, has been indicted on first-degree murder charges in the case, the district attorney's office announced Tuesday. Travis Blake of Queens was on the run for a week after allegedly stabbing his girlfriend, her adult son, and niece inside the girlfriend's Jamaica home in late June. He was extradited to New York City on Friday and arraigned in Queens Supreme Court a day ago on a 6-count grand jury indictment, charging him with first-degree murder, 3 counts of second-degree murder, and 2 counts of fourth-degree murder or fourth-degree criminal possession of a weapon, prosecutors said. According to the indictment, cops responding to a 911 call at the 155th Street home on Carly Barnett found that the 55-year-old woman dead, along with 36-year-old son Devin Brightly and 22-year-old niece Vashana Malcolm. They had been dead for about 2 days, which the news said 72 hours, so that's 3 days. But by the time they were found, court documents said, surveillance cameras covering the entry points of Barnett's home allegedly showed Blake in the backyard after 2:50 on June 22nd, apparently bleeding from a hand injury and using a hammer to drive a nail into a beam of wood, according to prosecutors. He is seen going into the house, which Brightly was seen walking into about a half hour earlier. Hours later, around 7:30, Barnett walked into her home. She never came out alive. It wasn't for 2 more days on June 24th that prosecutors say another person who lives at the home noticed a bad smell coming from the niece's bedroom. That person opened her door and found her body. The person called 911 and cops responded. They walked into a total horror scene. The niece was dead in her bedroom, undressed from the waist down. Wow. So it sounds like he did some unspeakable things. She was bound with duct tape and had several apparent puncture wounds to her chest behind a locked basement door. Cops followed a trail of blood to another bedroom where they found Barnett with apparent traumatic head injuries and several puncture wounds as well. Brightly was also found dead in the basement with injuries similar to those endured by Barnett. Prosecutors say cops recovered a bloody hammer, screwdriver, and wood beam with an embedded nail in it at the scene. They also found blood-stained bottles of household cleaner, a bloody bucket, and a mop, court papers say, as well as Blake's cell phone, passport, and valuables. As alleged, this defendant carried out a horrific triple murder and then fled the state, leaving a devastated family and mourning community in his wake. Queens District Attorney Melinda Katz said in a statement announcing the indictment Tuesday, such brutal disregard for human life will not go unanswered. Despite being on the run immediately following the murder, The defendant is now in custody and faces justice in our courts. Authorities have not speculated on a possible motive for the killings. Blake, who was captured in Bar Harbor, Maine on June 30th, is due back in court next month. He faces up to life in prison if convicted of those charges.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.
I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's a Black Gen Z mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's get into the video. All right, guys. So, sorry, my volume was a little low, but I've turned it up now. Man, we are dealing with some despicable times, some vicious times, some wicked times. So I want to really cover this. We've got a mass stabbing spree that's been going on for, I think, a couple weeks now in New York. And the guy has finally been apprehended. But I want to take you guys through the story because this guy, he's definitely bad news. But where he comes from, what he does for a living is going to really, really shock you. So let's get into the video at hand.
Also learning about two more stabbings underground, one in the Bronx, one at Columbus Circle, and now new images of a suspect police hope you can find. The man helped them find, at least, the man they believe shot and killed a beloved school crossing guard on a 3 train in Crown Heights over the weekend.
Eyewitness News reporter Phil Tate spending the morning in Crown Heights, Brooklyn, digging for details. So, Phil, what do we know?
Yeah, well, right now the NYPD is hard at work trying to find those responsible behind those 2 stabbing incidents, along with Sunday's fatal shooting, as we continue to learn more details about 45-year-old Richard Henderson, who was shot on board that 3 train headed to Manhattan over.
So we got a guy who was shot on the train, okay? And I wasn't even aware of this one. But we can go to that video as well to kind of break down. You know, a lot of these stories bleed into other stories. But what I'm looking at, he was a crossing guard killed on the subway train in Crown Heights. I mean, guys, what do we have to do to come to a place where this is going to cease? It's going to halt. All right. We talking about a ceasefire in Israel or in the Gaza Strip, right? We need a ceasefire in the States because these super gremlins are on demon time.
We're at the Rockaway Avenue station, and police say it was right here at this station, just right behind me at Franklin Avenue, where they found him. I want you all to take a look at your screen right now as we got a first look as the NYPD shared this photo. This is the suspect they believe to be responsible in this deadly shooting incident. Well, they say the alleged gun.
Damn. So, man, I mean, as you guys can see, Ninjas is underground. It really looks like that is where, in New York, at least, a lot of these super gremlins are getting busy. You know, it's dark. You know, it gives you some type of, even though we know they got surveillance everywhere, but it gives you some feeling of anonymity, even if you're not anonymous, right? Even if they can get you walking in and out and identify you with a picture, you know, in a pixelated video. But these guys feel emboldened and invincible underground in these subways, and there's not enough security. There's not enough police presence. And as a matter of fact, the police can't even do much to, you know, defend the citizens. You know, we got the guy who choked out, I forgot his name, but the white guy, he choked out this homeless dude on the train because he was acting a fool and acting wild, and he's being charged. So people don't want to defend themselves. And now you have people who are pretty much at the fingertips of these super gremlins. in New York City. And we've been talking about New York a lot. We know that Mayor Eric Adams has pretty much failed the city, especially with the illegal immigration situation going on. So, oh yeah, Daniel Penny, right? So all these things are going on in New York, and it's not looking good for the city at all, especially once they, you know, they have all these migrants coming in, and it's just going to be a shit show.
As a man with dreadlocks, last seen wearing a black jacket, black hood, dark-colored sneakers, and a dark-colored pants. Police say Sunday's tragedy spiraled out of an argument over loud music between two other people. Well, that's when.
And it can get on and popping just like that. An argument over loud music. And you got these guys, they want to play their music and whatnot. And it's New York drill music. Very disrespectful. Lots of curse words. You got kids on the train. But somebody said, hey, man, turn your music down. You got kids here, and they're talking about drilling shit and fucking bitches and stuff. Turn your music down. Right? But I just don't understand why black people see that as an insult. Nobody wants to hear that shit, okay? Only you do, right? And only you wild niggas want to hear that shit all day long. But people don't want to hear what you should have in your headphones out loud. It don't make no sense. But you tell one of these ninjas, hey, man, turn your music down, right? We can hear it. We don't want to hear it. Sounds like shit. Then you're a bad guy. And these guys, right, they want to kill you for it.
And shots rang out, hitting Henderson twice in the torso. Detectives
Damn.
believe the gunman got away before the train pulled into the Franklin Avenue stop. Now, in a separate incident at the Columbus Circle subway station, police are also looking for this person that you see on your screen, wanted in connection to a stabbing on board a D train that left a 42-year-old man injured. The victim is expected to be okay. And according to NYPD ComStats, there are 94 transit crime incidents so far this year compared to 70 for the year just gone, with a 34.3% increase.
Wow. So we got a 34.3% increase in violent incidents on the train. Up to 90 from 70s last year. Guys, I mean, they're only getting more emboldened, and the consequences, it seems, are only getting more lax. There's no, or let me put it like this. There are no incentives for these guys to stop doing what they're doing, because you're getting the street cred from committing these crimes, and then you're going to getting locked up and not doing the time that you should be doing.
And for commuters we spoke with today, we got a bit of mixed reaction.
Every day we go out there to work, we're taking a big risk. It's a risk. And we definitely would love to see more police officers in the...
Oh, wow. Guys. More police officers. Ma'am, have y'all checked the last protest? Have y'all been to the last protest? Y'all were protesting. Defund the police. Defund the police. All that stuff. Pigs in a blanket. Fry them like bacon. Y'all were chanting that just 6 months ago, even. 6 months ago, y'all were talking all that shit. And now it's, we want to see more police. We want to see this. We want to see that. Nah. Deal with what you got right now. Shit. Y'all wanted to take the risk. Y'all voted for this risk. I don't know what else to tell you here. I really don't. I don't know what else to tell you, because you were begging for this stuff. And although I don't want to see anybody get hurt, I don't want to see anybody get stabbed or shot. But I am, like I've told you guys before, I'm an I told you so ass ninja, right? It's just what I'm gonna tell you so. And I told you ass so. I've been telling you ass so for 3 or 4 years now. But YouTube had me snuffed out, right? Especially after the pandemonium, or during the pandemonium, they snuffed me out. Not even getting the views that I was getting at 3K subs, right? I mean, we got 16 people in the building right here. All my day ones, y'all know we used to have 60, 100 people in the building. But that's just how the game go. That's just how it's playing out right now. Because they don't want you to know this information. They don't want you to have it so that you continue to go to the protest and chant and go and donate your money to, you know, Scam Lives Matter. Scam Lives Matter, right? I mean, it's ridiculous, but y'all keep falling for the same shit. I don't feel, it's hard for me to feel bad for you when you're asking for police and y'all just beg them to go away. Right? Another thing that, you know, contributed, the jab mandates. They were doing vaccine mandates. And now we know that the vaccine has adverse effects, especially cardiovascular, especially that we're seeing that in young men. So y'all were having vaccine mandates and half y'all police force moved to Florida. And now they ain't wanting to move back. Right? They don't want to move back. Why would we? It's warm. You got the beach. You got sunshine. You got no state income tax. I mean, but these things that these people, they just don't see and they can't see and they never will see the full picture. Even though you draw this perfect illustration, they still gonna be like, well, shit. I mean, I'm glad that we defunded the police, but now we need them to do their damn job.
The subways.
I feel very safe on the train. I feel like most of the time I have my community around me, and just like having those.
What the fuck does that mean? My community around me? He's talking about LGBT?
People around protects me. I feel very safe on the subway. I wish there was less police on the subway.
I'm not afraid, but you know, you have to be aware.
I'm sorry. What the fuck did he just say? Now, I'm not big in, you know, doing the white privilege thing, but come on. I don't know if this is LGBT privilege. What the fuck is he talking about? Where are my white guys in the building? What is this guy talking about? He said he wants to see less police. He said he wants to see less police. These are the leftists that just drive you crazy, right? What the fuck is he talking about? And this is where it comes down to, and I hate to say this, and I'm not inciting violence, YouTube, but hypothetically, these are the guys that you want to get touched, right? I mean, I'm not saying that I personally want this to happen, but hypothetically, in a dream world, or as Sneeko likes to call it, in GTA, these are the guys that you want to get touched, because these are the guys that are fucking it up for everybody. There's no problem. I'm in my community and I feel safe. What the fuck does that mean? What does he mean by that?
On the train, I feel like most of the time I have my community around me, and just like having those people around protects me. I feel very safe on the subway.
This man, what does he have? The LGBT mafia surrounding him and escorting him to everywhere he's going? I'm not understanding what he means by my community, my people around me. I really don't get it.
Those people around protects me. I feel very safe.
Is he talking about the homeless nigga, the panhandler? What are we talking about here?
On the subway. I wish there was less police on the subway.
I'm not afraid, but you know, you have to be aware of your surroundings and look, because I have to go to work. And so I have to commute. So this is my only way of commuting, either the trains or the...
Look, sus. Ain't no shame in the game, baby. Just say you scared. It'll help everyone else. It'll help black women out. Say you scared, baby. Why are y'all scared? Why are y'all afraid to say that you're afraid? Y'all talk about men need to be vulnerable. But stop the act. You tugging your purse when you walking past These super gremlins in the goddamn subway. You clutching purses, trying to hide your shit. When a nigga start doing backflips and dancing on the train, you like, man, I wish this nigga would goddamn calm his ass down. When the guy on the train is babbling, you know, inaudibly, and he's like, he acting crazy like he off a perk and some heroin, you know you scared. You're not over there comforting, oh, baby, it's going to be okay. Let me cook some, you know, pancakes and eggs and bacon for you, baby, and some grits, some hot grits. Ain't that going to make you feel better? Y'all ain't doing that, man. Y'all on the train about scared as hell, praying that it hits the next stop. Even if it ain't your stop, your ass getting off. Why are they lying, yo? Shout out to Roger W. He said Spike Lee's sister. I'm dead. Yeah, she do look like Spike Lee. Definitely mad bug-eyed, but why are they lying? Why are they acting like they're not scared? You're scared. Hell, I'll be scared. A healthy fear. There's nothing wrong with a healthy fear.
The bus. I don't feel unsafe. I mean, it makes you question stepping into help in situations. It makes you not want to do that kind of thing.
So, and I feel what he's saying right here. I feel what he's saying right here because earlier what we were talking about, the Daniel Penny thing, I mean, yeah, he's probably genuine in his, you know, I don't feel unsafe, but he can't really speak his mind because if he did say, yeah, man, it's very dangerous in the subway, boom, boom, bap, he's going to be looked at as a racist. So he's on TV. He's, you know, he's treading lightly and walking a fine line. But I'm going to tell you what, man, he's speaking the truth. He's trying to walk around it. He just don't want to lose his job.
Question stepping into help in situations. It makes you not want to do that kind of thing, but which is too bad. But I'm not gonna like stop riding the train.
Yeah, and many New Yorkers can't stop riding the train because it is the most economically feasible for them.
And this D-train incident was just one of 3 stabbings that happened yesterday. We're learning from police that a 19-year-old was stabbed on a 2 train over at the East 100th and 80th Street stop. Well, this is a story that we will continue to follow. That's the very latest here in Crown.
Woo! So let's get into this brother Jermain Rigueur. I don't really know Rigueur. I don't know how he pronounces it, but let's talk about it, guys.
We begin tonight with that breaking news in Queens. The arrest of a man wanted for a spree of stabbings.
Eyewitness News reporter Jim Dolan live at the 113 Precinct House in Queens with the breaking details. Jim?
Bill, what a tense day here in Queens today as police hunted a man they say was responsible for a knife-wielding rampage that left 5 people stabbed in separate incidents, and the attacker didn't know any of his victims.
A massive show of force in Queens tonight. Some police passing out flyers with this terrifying photo. A man with a butcher knife who police say had stabbed at least 5 people on or near trains and buses in just 3 days. They also released this video of the man nervously pacing on a street in Springfield Gardens, leaving a neighborhood on edge.
You see, he's waiting for some shit too. He's waiting for some shit. And where are all the tough guy brothers? Where are all the thug niggas? Where are all the street niggas who say, shit, if you do that to my mama, we gonna have some words. You do that to my grandmama, it ain't gonna be no second stabbing. If you do that to where are all those ninjas, bruh? Where are all them ninjas at? Where are all the tough guys when you got a wild knife wielding vigilante? Where are the tough guys? Where are the street ninjas? Where are the real street ninjas? A real street ninja will stand up for a woman when she gets stabbed. Where are all those guys? They're nowhere to be found. Why? Because they don't give a fuck. They don't care. But they'll love to say guys like me don't care, right? Guys who, you know, you guys in the chat, we don't care. But we are the ones who care. We're the only ones talking about the shit.
That's really scary. I've got to wake my kid up in the morning and take him to school, and I don't want to have to look over my shoulder while I'm putting him in the car seat. So that's pretty scary.
I live in the senior building down here, and we're keeping the doors locked.
By the way, peep this little photo shoot in the back, Illuminati imagery. Sorry, but I had to do it.
It's pretty scary.
I live in the senior building down here, and we're keeping the doors locked because we're afraid they'll walk in there.
He's picking on.
Now y'all heard her. I live in the senior building. Where are all the grandchildren? Where are the grand ninjas at? We got plenty stories of grand ninjas crashing out. I just showed y'all a story over a son, right? Crashing out over an ice cream cone. But you got grannies and aunties and mamas and cousins scared for their lives. Scared for their lives to walk the street. And no grand ninjas. Nobody stepping in the honor for, like, bruh, these dudes, these Thug Max Alpha Sims, they will love to say that they're, oh man, we protecting the community. Bruh. Day late and $1 short, man.
We're keeping the doors locked because we're afraid they'll walk in there.
He's picking on older people, and that's really sad. You know, I heard one lady was 74, another guy was 61. Those people are like helpless, defenseless almost.
So my thing is, where are all the real street ninjas, right? Where are all the real street ninjas? Where are these guys into step up? Because they swear to God that they're the ones protecting the community, right? They keep telling me in the comment section, bro, you don't even know the half of it, bro. We really stopping a lot of shit from happening. That's what they're saying in the comment section. Y'all see it?
Then to be getting stabbed, that's a lot.
Police believe that one man was responsible for a numbing string of random stabbings.
Stabbed one time in his lower back. She is stabbed in her right side. Stabs him one time in his abdomen. Suddenly stabs the victim one time, then flees on foot.
And so the manhunt was on. Still, with all those officers flooding the streets, the NYPD knew that their best chance of catching him was getting the picture out.
Somebody knows him. They know his name, they know where he lives, and they know who his friends are.
Within an hour of the news conference, people who knew the man in the picture identified him for police, and they arrested a man at his home just as anxious strap hangers had hoped.
I got a family to take care of, so hopefully NYPD does their job and we can all work together.
Well, the NYPD did their job tonight. 4 of those 5 incidents just in the last 2 days. None of the injuries considered life-threatening, and at least some of the victims are already out of the hospital. Again, police say they have a man in custody. They say responsible for all 5 of those stabbings.
So what? I mean, what's really driving these super gremlins to do these types of things, right? We talk about root causes, and they want to swear up and down it's poverty, it's this and it's that, and oh well, you know, he came from a disenfranchised background, but what is really causing this? Are we gonna get a motive, or is he just gonna keep his mouth shut and not really give us the pathology, right? His mentality and what he intended to do and what he got out of harming these other people.
We have an update on that stabbing spree across Queens that injured at least 5 people.
All right, police announcing they've arrested a suspect who they believe is responsible for all the attacks.
Chicago.
Fox 5's Ashley Rodriguez is live outside the 113th precinct in Queens with who this suspect is and how police were able to track him down, Ashley.
Yeah, police combed the city for 22 hours and finally they found the suspect. They used surveillance video from one of the homes in this neighborhood, leading them to his house behind me. And you can see that's a nice home. He had a job at a hospital. He has no criminal history, no mental health history. Well, that all changed today.
Wow. No criminal history, no mental health history. He had a job. He had a nice home. And he crashed out. He crashed out. We've spoken on these super gremlins crashing out, having these random episodes. I don't know what's going on, right? It just looks like he had a bad day and decided to crash out. And this is why these types of things are so dangerous, because we've got a lot of repeat offenders out there. But these guys who just snap one day, a lot of times, thankfully not this time, but a lot of times they slip through the cracks because we're looking for those repeat guys and we're looking for what the police are going to say, our guys. We know those guys. They're familiar with these guys. But in this case, you have a super gremlin who's new to the game. He was trying to get his feet wet. He said, how much time will I do for stabbing random people on the street? And we about to see. Shout out to Robert Kish with the $50 super trap. He says, congratulations on monetization.
Hold on. Hello? Where we at? Oh, you want to know where I'm at? We outside!
Oh yeah, and I appreciate that, Robert Kish. You know, I they tried to box me out of the money zone on YouTube, but your boy is here. We trying to make America great again. We outside, we repping President Trump. We showing love. We're exposing these demon time activities, this wickedness in the streets, and these abominations against God and his creation. And I mean, these guys are making it hard for us, but guess what? We're exposing them. They're not going to get out of our sights. Okay. We're going to continue to make sure that these guys get the spotlight that they are asking for, right? To expose and really just, use these situations as learning experiences to protect others.
Jermain, why would you stab those people? Police arrested 27-year-old Jermain Rigueur.
So they asking questions. He ain't got no answers.
At his home at 133 160th Street, 22 hours after calling a citywide manhunt for the man they say used a hunting knife to randomly stab 5 innocent New Yorkers over 9 days.
It didn't appear as though he was looking to stop anytime soon. And thank God we have no one that lost his or her life because of this incident. But it did send a real...
And Mayor Eric Adams, I mean, wasn't he a police chief? What the fuck is going on? Your city's on fire. It's chaos in the streets. All the crime statistics. He's the one who said he was going to be tough on crime. He's the one who said that he was going to be able to solve the crime issue because he was a former police chief. And he made promises that he, quite frankly, could not, cannot, and will not keep. It doesn't even seem that he is attempting to keep those promises, right? Doesn't seem that he's attempting to keep those promises. He's in a feud with Biden and the federal government, right? He's getting investigated all the way around. So the Democratic Party is putting pressure on him. And I think that has outweighed his usefulness in the city of New York as a mayor because he's got all these other distractions. And yes, the illegal immigration thing is a New York issue because these migrants are being bused, or the illegal aliens are being bused to New York City. However, it's also a federal issue. And then he's gotten himself tied up federally in, court going against the Biden administration. So it's a huge distraction for him. And he can't focus on those everyday peoples, his New Yorkans, right? Those people that he made a pledge to serve and protect before he was even mayor. He made a pledge to serve and protect these people. And now that he has the power to do so, right, to change the system from within, he's got all the power. He's in the position and fall short.
Fears throughout our entire city.
Mayor Eric Adams says it was good old-fashioned police work that led to his arrest. NYPD used all hands on deck, assigning around 75 detectives to the case, interviewing residents and business owners, flooding the transit system, and posting flyers.
I was feeling so scared.
Residents in South Queens say they feel relief knowing he's in custody.
I'm happy that the police do their job. I feel safer, and I hope he might get the help that he needed.
Police said Rigueur made it easier for them. Surveillance video shows him wearing a lanyard connected to his job as a greeter at Woodhull Hospital.
Woo! So there you have it. He was a greeter at Woodhull Hospital. So when you walk into the hospital, this is the first face that you see, right? A place that you go into to feel protected and maybe some form of relief, whether it be by way of diagnosis or, obviously nobody wants to go to the hospital, but all in all, besides your health issue that you're going in for, you pretty much feel safe, right? You can relax on your bed. They got, covers and sheets and whatever, separating some of the cots in there. So you feel safe with your neighbor on the other side, and going into the hospital and talking to nurses and waiting hours for a doctor. You feel safe in that environment, right? And this guy is at the door greeting you. Little do you know that he is pretty much a serial stabber at this point.
A job that requires a background check, but the alleged serial stabber had no criminal history.
He will never return to Woodhull again.
Police still have no motive for the stabbing spree that began January 8th. They say when he stabbed a 61-year-old man in the back, he was laughing. And when he ran up on a 34-year-old woman as she got off the bus, stabbing her in the back, she says he appeared to be talking to himself, speaking gibberish. Then Wednesday...
What did I tell you guys? These super gremlins, they don't feel remorse when they do these things. Like, what the fuck is going on with this dude? Laughing when he stabs a 34-year-old man, speaking gibberish after stabbing a woman. This culture in the community that we have created, that we've allowed to fester and metastasize into this, it's a combination of just straight up derangement and the thug persona. I think all of it plays in a part. Also, as you guys can see, I'll remove myself off of the screen so you can see. He has a what on? A Pooh Shiesty mask. Pooh Shiesty mask. Pooh Shiesty mask. Guys, say it with me 3 times, like Swiper No Swiping from Dora the Explorer. He has a Pooh Shiesty mask on. And these masks were normalized by the Democrats, by the Biden administration, by the COVID nuts in 2020. So we have at least a decade, maybe even 2 more decades of these shiesty mask wearing ninjas committing crimes seemingly anonymously. Obviously, he doxed himself. But we got a long road ahead of us when it comes to these Pooh Shiesties and these guys who are rocking them 365 all year round, baby. Oh no, it's cold in New York. We got we got a cold front that swept the East Coast. But guess what? Guess the hell what? It don't matter if it's -3 degrees or 300 degrees. These super gremlins are on demon time. And they rocking a Pooh Shiesty mask, Pooh Shiesty mask, Pooh Shiesty mask.
Morning, he stabbed 3 men within minutes of each other.
Job well done by the police department, the detectives, a job well done by New Yorkers.
Yeah, the mayor saying that because hundreds of tips came in from New Yorkers. Now, the suspect, he's facing multiple counts of attempted murder, attempted assault, and criminal possession of a weapon. Now, this investigation is still ongoing. In fact, police are on scene inside his house right now. They're trying to see if he could be possibly connected to the stabbing in Brooklyn on the G train. They're also looking at cold case stabbings to see if he was the perpetrator.
Woo! So, this guy might have been moving in silence for a minute now, and I guarantee that Pooh Shiesty mask helped and aided him. That's why Philadelphia got rid of it, and we did our whole live stream on that one, and we were rejoicing the high heavens and thanking the Most High that Philadelphia did the right thing and banned Pooh Shiesty mask in public areas. And I think they should, you know, ban them in, you know, hell, private areas too. God, I mean, it's getting to the point where it's ridiculous. Now, obviously, I'm being hyperbolic. I don't think it should be necessary to ban an article of clothing, but the community really pushes your hand. They push your hand. It's hard not to make the decision. And the thing about Philly, the people wanted it. They were begging the city council because they had 525 murders in 2021. And then I think they had 565 murders in 2022. And I mean, hell, I had to look at the recap, but matter of fact, we should do a stream on, you know, how many murders I'll say the top 10 major cities had this past year, because I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. And a lot of these guys are repeat offenders. Now, in this case, he may not have been known to the police, but potentially could have been a repeat offender.
Tonight, for sure, South Queens residents very grateful to the NYPD. We'll send it back to you in the studio. Natasha.
Yeah. Whew, I'm not going to lie. That news anchor right here, the first one, she's a smoke show. But anyways, let's keep going. Or should I say anchorette? Is that what how you call a female news anchor? Anyways, let's keep going.
The good news, Craig and Vanessa, is that police say they have their man. 27-year-old Jermain Rigueur is being held here at the 113th precinct in Queens. He's facing a slew of charges, and what's more disturbing is his day job. Police say that he is the greeter at Woodhull Hospital. Police say this terrifying photo of a man armed with a hump.
I mean, maybe, you know, let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe greeting people all day fucked with his head. Hey, sir, how you doing? Hey, come on in. Hey, welcome here to Woodhull Hospital. Hey, you here to get your checkup? Oh, hey, Miss Johnson. Come on in. Yeah, you're due for a colonoscopy. Right? I mean, maybe it got to his head. Maybe he started seeing people get brought in, bloodied and all this kind of stuff, shot up, and now he's traumatized in some way. Let's try and make some type of excuse for him. I don't know. I mean, did he was just tired of the greeting life and wanted to do harm to people? His day job is to be nice, so he wants to be the polar opposite, off the clock. I mean, what the hell is going on?
Knife is the man they believe stabbed 5 people at random in separate incidents over 3 days. All 5 victims were either on or near buses and trains.
He's just coming across them and stabbing them.
None of the victims, ranging in age from 74 to 34, had life-threatening injuries. That 34-year-old woman spoke exclusively with Pix 11 after she was stabbed in the back on her way home from work.
He's just mumbling to himself as he's, I guess, following me. As I'm approaching my house, he stabbed me. All I did was feel like it felt like a punch to the side, which I would later realize was a stab wound.
The 5 incidents, all in Queens South, happening over 3 days dating back to January 8th. But after a 9-day...
So here's the thing. When people get upset with me for saying Super Gremlins on Demon Time, for one, I didn't coin any of those terms. I just put them together, right? Because Super Gremlins comes from Kodak Black, not me. And everybody loved the song when it came out, right? But now they're giving me shit in the comments section, but we love the song Super Gremlins. And the Demon Time thing, if I'm not mistaken, I know Beyonce said it and made it really popular, but guys, I didn't make these terms up. I put them together to describe the activities that we witness on a daily basis in the community. So when people give me shit for saying Super Gremlins on Demon Time, I feel completely vindicated with this story because you got a guy who literally is battling demons in his head. This man is literally going, toe to toe, 3-minute rounds, for 12 rounds with Satan. I mean, who else is he mumbling to? Who else is he conversating with in his mumbled, jumbled head? Who else can it be but Lucifer himself or a minion? Right? I mean, this guy, he's mumbling, he's stumbling, he's belligerent, and he's having side conversations. He's schizophrenic. But there's no medical record of him being schizophrenic. So, I mean, did he just wake up one morning after breakfast and declare himself schizophrenic? Is this something that he convinced himself of? Did he take some drugs? It's hard to say. But what we do know is that he's a super gremlin on demon time.
Search with over 80 detectives on the case. Facial recognition software gave an army of officers the hit they needed. Police say the suspect was ultimately captured in front of his Rochdale home, a half-mile from the 113 precinct. And this morning, police say 27-year-old Jermain Rigueur is facing a slew of charges, including attempted murder. Live outside the 113 precinct in Kalorama. Pix 11 News.
Woo! I mean, Buddy is in big trouble. I mean, he's facing some serious charges. And I just don't understand the crash out. I genuinely don't understand the crash out. Why crash out over something so ridiculous? You got a good job. They say there's no employment opportunities. This guy got a chance as a hospital greeter, right? He got a chance, right? I mean, it wasn't like he couldn't find employment. So what are we talking about here?
Say for yourself, no one could believe Jermain Rigueur is the man accused of terrorizing people with a knife, allegedly going on a stabbing spree, attacking at least 5 people in Queens, also accused of stabbing a 28-year-old passenger on a Brooklyn J train Wednesday morning.
He is definitely linked to the incident that occurred on the J train yesterday. Great video canvas produces him walking through the turnstile wearing the same clothing.
27-year-old Rigueur has no criminal record and worked here at Woodhull Hospital as a greeter for patients. Police say hundreds of tips came in, and a neighbor where Rigueur lives showed detectives her cameras. That's how they were able to get him. Police arrested Rigueur right at his doorstep.
The male was wearing the same clothing and sneakers from the stabbing incidents. He was also carrying the same.
Wow. So not only did he commit these crimes, but he's wearing the same fit. I guess when you get that, that first day of school fit, this ninja had the first day of school fit. He didn't want to take it off. Man, that's some elementary school shit, bro. At least take the fit off. It's crazy.
Backpack, and he was also wearing that distinctive lanyard around his neck.
The massive manhunt also raised questions involving the How Many Stops Act, requiring officers to write down the information of everyone they stop and the reason. Police stopped at least 1,000 people in search for Rigueur, but the mayor says politics can't interfere with police work.
I don't want officers to spend a substantial amount of time filling out paperwork when I need them to do police work and swiftly bring someone for justice.
Rigueur lives here in the same neighborhood where most of the stabbings happened. This woman grew up here and is in complete shock.
It's kind of scary though, like, walking around to know that someone like close to home is doing this. So, but wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a scary thing. definitely a scary thing, but we know how many enablers there are in the community.
This morning, charges have been filed against the man accused in a stabbing spree in Queens.
CBS 2's Christina Fan is outside the 113th precinct in Jamaica, Queens, with the very latest. Christina, what can you tell us?
Cindy and Mary, good morning. Police say the 27-year-old suspect is still being held at the precinct this morning. They say he randomly attacked 5 people, even laughing in the face of one of his victims. He's now being charged with criminal possession of a weapon, assault, as well as attempted murder. Police say 27-year-old Jermain Rigueur is the man in this surveillance video, armed with a hunting knife, who stabbed 5 people in 9 days, all unprovoked. They say it was these images that led to his arrest at the 113th precinct overnight.
Our investigators believe that each of these assaults were committed by the same person.
The first attack happened January 8th. A 61-year-old was stabbed in the lower back while walking on 137th Avenue near 157th Street.
All right, we do have Johnny Reb with some Rumble rants, so I definitely want to acknowledge that. Shout out to Johnny Reb. He sends a $5 Rumble rant and says a hospital greeter put another dollar in the "it's them again" meter. Okay, Johnny Reb again with the $1 Rumble rant says 32 watching, 32 likes on YouTube. Yeah, let's get the likes up, y'all. Let's get the likes up, because y'all know where we were at before we got hit with the demonetization. So I'd like to get back to that place that we were, because we were a very vibrant and robust and communicative and active community. And you know, when they hit me with the demonetization, they hit me with the shadow ban as well. And a lot of you guys are still having trouble finding me. That's why you got to put on your bell notifications, hit that bell notification. But a lot of you guys are still having trouble finding me, and they're still doing whatever they can to make sure that my content, yes, although it may be monetized, they want to make sure that it doesn't get out to the masses. So do what you can, guys, to like that video and share the video while you're watching it. All it takes is a couple clicks on your phone. Very effortless, but it helps me out a ton and shows me that you enjoy the content and support the content and want to see more of it. So shout out to Johnny Reb with those Rumble rants. Okay. He's definitely outside.
Hold on. Hello? Where we at? Oh, you want to know where I'm at? We outside!
In this incident, the suspect actually laughed in the victim's face after he stabbed him.
More than a week later, on Tuesday, January 16th, the 34-year-old woman was getting off a bus at Guy Brewer Boulevard and 134th Avenue when she says a man speaking gibberish approached her.
A male suddenly ran up behind her, and she describes being punched in the back, but she soon realizes that she is stabbed in her right side.
At the same location Wednesday morning, police say a 74-year-old man taking his wife to work was stabbed in the back. The owner of a nearby dry cleaners called for help.
Around the 7:30, one old guy walking in the store, and they needed help. I pick up the phone, I call 911.
Police say the suspect stabbed 2 other victims within the same hour. First, a 41-year-old around the corner on 161st Street. Then a 36-year-old man who got into an argument with the suspect over a seat on an MTA bus near Archer and Parsons. Fortunately,
shout out to Johnny Reb. He sends another Rumble rant, $2 Rumble rant, and he says, we need to get more watchers. Share the videos. Gen Z is on Rumble and on X, formerly Twitter. Yeah, I definitely am on Twitter. So you guys can watch the live stream on Twitter too. So follow me on Twitter too for my takes on different stories like this. You get a more unedited version because Twitter no longer supports censorship to a degree. Some things you can't necessarily talk about, but they're pretty good on Twitter over there. So shout out to Elon Musk.
Fortunately, all 5 victims are expected to recover. Investigators now looking into the possibility that the same suspect may have been involved in a 6th stabbing that happened on a northbound J train Wednesday. Live from Jamaica, Queens, Christina Fan, CBS 2 News.
Christina, thank you.
All right, man. This is heavy, guys. And it hurts, right? It hurts to see that so many people are being put in danger over foolishness, okay? That's really what's going on. It's really what's going on. So let's see. I think I got one more. Yeah. Got one more video on this, and then we can go to that other shooting that happened in the subways.
Another arrest in a frightening stabbing spree in Queens and Brooklyn. The suspect, 27-year-old Jermain Rigueur, is expected to make his first appearance in court this afternoon, where he is facing several counts of attempted murder.
Police say he randomly stabbed 6 people in Queens and Brooklyn over a 9-day period. The question investigators are still trying to figure out is why.
Eyewitness News reporter NJ Burkett is at the courthouse in Kew Gardens with the very latest. NJ.
Yeah, right, Liz. It is both puzzling and disturbing. We're outside Queens Criminal Court, Kew Gardens, Queens, where, yes, he is expected to appear before a judge in the coming hours. The charges, multiple counts of assault and attempted murder. He was moved out of the 113th precinct about 2 hours ago, Liz. His name is Jermain Rigueur, 27 years old, with no criminal history and no known history of mental illness. Yet police say he's the guy in the surveillance video, the man seen holding the hunting knife. The knife he allegedly used to stab 6 people over the course of 9 days. All survived their wounds, but all of the attacks were random, senseless, and unprovoked. Word of the attacks prompted a large-scale mobilization as officers canvassed the entire neighborhood and detectives ran down leads. The arrest came in a matter of hours after tips from the public and exhaustive detective work. The victims told police the attacker said nothing. After one incident, he actually laughed in a man's face. So you had vast numbers of police officers who essentially dropped everything.
Now I mean, I know we've heard it all before, but this is an evil individual. Okay. And we are used to dealing with these types of super gremlins on this channel, but to laugh in the face of your victim who had done nothing to you previously. I mean, that is next level. Next level. No grudge, no gripe, no bone to pick, but the pick that he slides in your side. I mean, this is next level demon time activities. And what people don't understand, and that's why I continue to try and get you guys to share my videos, is it can be anybody. This is not just exclusive to New York. And I've been trying to tell you guys for the longest how to stay right, how to stay out of, you know, the crosshairs of these super gremlins. But, you know, a lot of people, they just don't take what I'm saying seriously. I don't know what it is, but obviously the censorship is a huge factor. It's a huge factor. But I mean, what's going on? Right? The hell is going on? Where you have these random super gremlins who are not only committing these evil acts, but relishing in it, right? That's what's even more concerning because, like I've said, this is fun to them. He's smoking an op pack after he does this to you, okay? He's laughing at the fact that, you know, he was able to get the one up on you. I mean, the type of evil that is hard to imagine. Hard to imagine. But that exists, is present, and directly affects your life on an everyday basis. It's just being hidden from you.
To track him down.
Ultimately, it came down to basic detective work. chasing down leads, knocking on doors. It was about walking through neighborhoods and talking to people, interviewing witnesses and canvassing video. And through it all, we remain focused on one thing: ending this threat.
When you have a chilling incident as a person who chooses to randomly assault and stab individuals, not only on our streets, but also on the subway system, it just sends the wrong message to New Yorkers that use our subway systems and who live in the various communities of the city.
And the biggest sigh of relief coming without a doubt from Mayor Adams. Jermain Rigueur, as we said, he's been taken to Queens Central booking. He's expected to appear before a judge in the coming hours. The motive for all of this, if there is one, still not clear this afternoon. Live in
So we still don't have a motive even after arrest and apprehension, which is pretty concerning as well. Obviously, we want to know what drives, what motivates, what tempts these super gremlins to do exactly what they are doing. So, I mean, it's very important to understand the pathology of the super gremlin and get a motive, right? Even if it's for the dumbest reason, right? Even if it's because, well, somebody, said, put the middle finger up at me when I said, "Hey, how you doing?" They walked in the hotel with the hospital that I was working at. Even if it's the most minuscule reason, we need to know. It's important. It's pertinent information because we need to be able to see patterns and signs from the past and the present and the future as well to predict how we should be moving in these streets on a day-to-day in the community, especially in the community, if we are going to cross paths with these super gremlins on demon time.
New developments in the murder of a beloved crossing guard at a number 3 train in Brooklyn. Police have now released surveillance pictures of the man they believe shot Richard Henderson right after the father of 3 tried to break up a fight. This morning, the suspect is still on the run. Here's Eyewitness News reporter Phil Tate.
The NYPD is hard at work right now trying to put those responsible behind 2 other stabbings, including Sunday's shooting behind bars. Well, it was on Sunday, as cops tell us, 45-year-old Richard Henderson was shot aboard a Manhattan-bound 3 train over at the Rockaway Avenue station. 6 stops later was where police found him here at the Franklin Avenue station. Right now, I want you all to take a look at your screen as we are getting a first look at the person police believe to be responsible in this deadly shooting incident. Well, they say the alleged gunman is a man with dreadlocks, last seen wearing a black jacket, a black hood, dark-colored sneakers, and a dark-colored pants. Well, police say Sunday's tragedy spiraled out of an argument over loud music between 2 other people. Well, that's when shots rang out, hitting Henderson twice in the torso.
So it appears that this guy who was shot was trying to break up this fight because it was an argument about loud music. And although I made the point that, yes, nobody wants to hear the drill music, the New York drill music that is poisoning the streets and poisoning the ears of the youth, I wouldn't advise you to confront these super gremlins. I wouldn't advise you to confront these ninjas, okay? I wouldn't advise you to. Absolutely not. I would say mind your damn business. I don't care if they're fighting and duking it out and all this kind of stuff, because you can become a victim just by doing the right thing. And I know it sucks. And I know we all have that, as men we're taught, oh, be the hero and jump into the line of fire and all this kind of stuff. But at this point, is it really worth it? Like, it wasn't worth it to break up this fight, lose your life, have your family mourning you, and now, it's like what? Like, tomorrow, obviously the family and everybody's going to care, but are the authorities going to care? After they get their guy, are they going to work to prevent these things? Are the courts going to change and hold people accountable? Probably not.
Detectives believe the gunman got away before the train pulled into the Franklin Avenue stop. Now, in a separate incident at the Columbus Circle subway station, police are also looking for this person wanted in connection to a stabbing on board a D train that left a 42-year-old man stabbed in the right shoulder. Well, the victim is expected to be okay. As now, police narrow in on these incidents for Richard Henderson's family. Many questions still loom.
We still have a lot of questions on.
Guys, hit that super trap, hit that Cash App, hit that PayPal, show some love, support the channel. You know, I mean, if you guys want me to keep going and bring you guys this hard-hitting information, people aren't hearing about these stories, man. They're not. They're just not hearing about these stories. Shout out to Adrian M. She said, my God, I didn't hear about this until I saw your live stream pop up. Guys, what are we doing, man? Share the content, share the video. If you can't contribute, you know, financially, share the video. That's all I'm asking. Like the video. When the live stream ends, comment immediately under the video. Guys, it is so important that people see these videos so they can protect themselves. We have 31 people in the building. We need 30,000 people in the building, baby. We need more people aware, alive, woken up, cognizant, because maybe this comes across somebody who can actually do something about it. Maybe.
On why he was late on the train so long and the train skipped stops. You know, because if he got, you know, shot at Rockaway, it's about 7-8 stops till you get to Franklin. We just want to know is, when did the conductor find out something happened on this train?
I mean, this is why. I mean, yes, I get it. But at the same time, the displacement of accountability is an issue. When did the conductor find out? Always trying to find a lawsuit in a situation where, yes, there was a victim who lost his life, unfortunately, but they're trying to blame somebody else except who they need to be blaming, which is the perpetrator. And if he was let off, if he has a rap sheet, the length of a CVS receipt, then we need to hold the judges and the prosecutors accountable as well. But trying to displace accountability on the conductor. When did the conductor find out? He skipped some stops. He should have stopped on the next stop. He stopped 2 stops later. When do you know? When do you know a nigga got shot on his train? He's probably like, shit. I mean, shit, it happens all the time. Fuck. Am I supposed to just stop at every time a nigga gets shot on a train? At this point, everybody's had it with y'all.
And if you did, why you didn't stop the train at the moment that you found out?
Yeah, you can just feel that family's emotion, and we're told that D train stabbing that happened just yesterday was one of 3 that happened here in our city. We're told that over on the 2 train in the Bronx that a 19-year-old was stabbed there. Well, the good news is he is expected to be okay. That's the very latest here in Crown Heights this morning. I'm Phil Tate, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Man, woo. This is getting deep, y'all.
Police are searching for the gunman who shot a Brooklyn man multiple times on a moving subway train.
CBS 2's Natalie Duddridge reports. Sources say it happened as the victim was trying to break up a dispute.
45-year-old Richard Henderson was riding a 3 train Sunday night around 8:30 when police sources say he saw 2 other passengers arguing about playing music too loudly, so he tried to intervene. Police say one of the passengers pulled out a gun and fired multiple shots, hitting him in the back and shoulder.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Sources say a witness got the conductor's attention and the train skipped several stops to meet police at the Medgar Evers Franklin Avenue station. First responders found Henderson on the subway car and rushed him to Kings County Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. We spoke to a friend and neighbor. Both did not want to appear on camera.
He was a very nice and kind guy. He get along with everybody. He was a people's person. He was very friendly. He always wanted to do good things.
We spoke to the victim's brother by phone, still in disbelief. He said he had just talked to Henderson on the phone. He was watching a football game and was on his way home, but then he didn't hear from him again. He says he leaves behind a wife, 3 children, and 2 grandchildren.
Damn.
Police say no arrests have yet been made. They're interviewing witnesses and asking the public for any tips. In Brooklyn, Natalie Duddridge, CBS 2 News.
So, although, you know, this brother seems like he was a good guy, he lost his life. And I've told you guys, the best of us are being taken out by the worst of us. And this is another example. This is another example, man. So, what are we really going to do about this as a community? Because, yes, mainly this is a Black issue. This is something we need to be looking at internally and saying, hey, group accountability, as I like to call it. Not how long did what about the conductor? He should have stopped earlier. Like, it's ridiculous. All the cognitive dissonance, all the mental jumping jacks and gymnastics that have to be done to displace accountability from the people who are doing these heinous crimes.
Now to a Good Samaritan killed in a senseless shooting on the subway. A father shot while apparently trying to break up a fight over loud music. It happened last night on a 3 train in Crown Heights. Some riders we spoke with say they feel on edge with the killer still out there. Eyewitness News reporter NJ Burkett joins us live at the scene. NJ?
You're right, no question about it. The Franklin Avenue stop on the number 3 train. This is where the train rolled into the station. The doors opened up and police found the victim lying on the floor of the subway in a pool of blood. He was hit with a single shot to the chest on board a number 3 train, as I said, at around 8 o'clock last night.
Riders boarded their trains on the same bitter cold platform beneath Eastern Parkway, where homicide investigators searched for clues the night before.
The subway system is not safe at all.
I tell my sisters not to take the subway at night. I don't take it like when it's really too dark. Right now, I think it's okay, but it's scary.
Richard Henderson was 45 years old, shot to death while headed home on board a number 3 train after watching football with friends. Investigators say he may have laid dying for 6 subway stops before the train was stopped at Franklin Avenue and paramedics arrived on the scene. Witnesses
and here's the thing, 6 subway stops. They're trying to blame it on the conductor. Why didn't they stop before? Because y'all know how niggas be when people get shot or people get killed. They just be sitting there recording the shit. Oh my God, can somebody call the police? Nobody calling the police. Everybody got their phone out. Oh my God, is he dead? Is he dead? Like, y'all know how it go. So yes, I could see that, you know, I could see that happening where you got people who are like, oh my God, what the hell happened? And da, 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 da. And nobody's even informing the conductor to stop the train because, I mean, hell, this is just kind of how it's a late reaction. Nobody's applying aid. Nobody's trying to cauterize a wound or do something to help the guy. They're just, oh my God, what happened?
That Henderson was killed after trying to intervene in a dispute between 2 other riders over loud music. Investigators said it was not immediately clear whether Henderson was the intended target or whether the gunman was aiming for the other man and struck Henderson by mistake. He lived in this building a short distance from the Franklin Avenue stop. This woman was his neighbor and asked not to appear on camera. Henderson was described as a gracious and giving man, the married father of 3 children.
My neighbor was a very good neighbor. He was a people's person. He was very friendly. He always wanted to do good things. He always tried to fuel a problem. He always don't like trouble. Like, he's just a good person. And for this to happen, like, it just hurt.
Well, the killer fled from the subway car immediately after the shooting. When and where he exited the train itself is still not clear. Anybody with information can help police track this guy down is urged tonight to call the NYPD.
Ouch, man. So obviously a guy who made an impact on the community, and people definitely loved him. And we're going to see more from the community on how they felt about this man.
Sunday, the Hendersons' world was shattered after their loved one was shot and killed here on the subway. But they're comforted to know that the rest of the world now knows what they've always known, that he was a hero until the very end.
He's loved, and there's people out there that really have hearts.
A mosaic of memories scrawled on the sidewalk outside Richard Henderson's school, Avenues in Manhattan. For 10 years, he worked as a crossing guard. Students making this mural and memorial to the 45-year-old gunned down on the subway Sunday night.
If you're a giving person, you know, a heart touches the heart. And that's how my brother was.
His brothers left touched by the tributes. They're speaking out for the first time since the tragedy on the 3 train. Henderson was in Brooklyn breaking up a fight. A gun was pulled and shots fired. That burning desire to help got him killed.
You can't defend everybody. You can't take care of everybody, but it's like, wow, you know, like this is something that it would have been in his nature.
The family demanding the killer surrender and Mayor Adams take transit safety more seriously.
It should be like one of his top priorities.
Back in Chelsea Tuesday, the keeper of the crosswalks was painfully absent. He'd shepherd students to safety every day with a fist bump and a smile. Leo Prince, a sophomore, knew Richard since he was 5.
There is just sort of a mood of sadness and something is missing in the Avenues community.
The 15-year-old was inspired by his generous spirit to give back to Henderson's wife and 3 kids.
I just knew that the family would need some sort of help through this tough time. So I launched this GoFundMe.
It's now rocketing toward $250,000.
I think that young man, I would like to meet him, meet his family,
Yes,
you know,
yes.
just to
Shake his hand, give him a big hug.
give him a fist bump.
The money raised from the GoFundMe will go toward funeral costs and also helping his wife and children continue without him and provide them with an ounce of comfort during this difficult time.
Yeah, man. So there you have it. Impacted a lot of people's lives in the surrounding area in Brooklyn, New York. And he was snuffed out just like that.
Tonight, an outpouring of sorrow and action in a mass tribute to a popular crossing guard in Manhattan who tried to break up a fight Sunday in Brooklyn. 45-year-old Richard Henderson trying to stop the violence in a subway station in Crown Heights. For being a good Samaritan, he was shot and killed. Those who knew him from his work at Avenues, the World School, called him a hero, and they have raised money for his grief-stricken family. Meanwhile, New York cops are looking for a killer. Here's Kimberly Richardson.
It's engraved in my brain seeing him every day coming to school, and it was just part of my routine.
But today was very different. The mood at this corner in Chelsea, nothing like it was just a few days ago. You see, Friday, crossing guard Rich Henderson was here, greeting students and making sure, as he did for more than a decade, that the kids made it safely to Avenues, a private school at 25th and 10th. But Sunday evening, someone shot and killed the father of 3 as he was riding on a number 3 train.
He was not just this cross guard person. He was more a grandfather to little ones, a father to the older ones. So this just came to us as a big shock.
As for the circumstances surrounding the violence, Rich, who was also a grandfather, was heading home to Crown Heights around 8:15 in the evening. As the train approached the Rockaway Avenue stop, the 45-year-old tried to break up an argument between 2 passengers. Police believe over loud music.
And I mean, guys, what do we know about telling these super gremlins on demon time about stopping anything or going away, kicking them out? I mean, guys, are y'all not watching my videos? I do plenty of stories on New York City. You can easily just search Black Gen Z, New York City, and it'll give you 1,000 reasons why you shouldn't intervene in anything like this. Okay? But, you know, we not big time yet, baby.
One of the strangers pulled out a gun and opened fire. Rich was hit twice.
He was just trying to break up the situation and make peace.
Was how he lived his life. One person calling Rich the strong and most loyal protector of our community's children. Why Leo started a GoFundMe.
I just knew that the family would need some sort of help through this tough time.
Damn. And I mean, that's kind of wild that this guy is the one who ends up starting to GoFundMe. Not the community. I mean, you got this curly haired white boy who felt some type of way about this. And he did the right thing. And I bet he's not going to siphon the money off like Black Lives Matter would. So, you know, we have to come to a point of solidarity, and we have to come to a point of communication, because I believe that other communities want us to do better than we actually want to do for ourselves.
Help through this tough time.
A family trying to come to grips with what's happened.
He's that type of person that will step in and try to diffuse situations, you know, even if it ain't really had nothing to do with it, or he knew the person or not.
We need answers. You know, we need answers. We need help, because I just want justice for my brother. Because now it seems like we fall into that same statistic as so many other families, you know, and we got to deal with that.
Kimberly Richardson, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
And this is the game nowadays, guys. I've told you guys before, we got two decades of this shit. I promise you. We got 2 decades of this.
Heartbreak and disbelief for a Brooklyn family. A beloved father and grandfather were shot to death while trying to break up a fight on a subway train in Crown Heights. His family member spoke with CBS 2's Naveen Dhaliwal.
For Richard Henderson's family,
he took this from me because he was everything. He was the man.
His loss is unimaginable for his mother-in-law and 2 older brothers.
There's never be closure. You know, we're still going to be grieving for the rest of our lives with this.
Henderson was a father of 3, a grandfather of 2 with the most lovable soul.
Well, he'll take the shirt off his back and give it to you right now if he saw you walking down the block and you were cold.
But on Sunday, his good intentions turned deadly on a subway ride after watching a football game with a friend.
I was sitting in their room. Mother-in-law, you know, making cracker jokes.
Yeah, usually.
I'll be back.
Yeah.
He didn't make it home.
Detectives say around 8:30 p.m. on a number 3 train in Crown Heights, Henderson tried to intervene when he saw 2 other passengers arguing about playing music too loudly. One of the passengers pulled out a gun and fired multiple shots, hitting the 45-year-old in the back and shoulder. That gunman took off.
It's very unfair. I just want to see this man get caught because it can happen again.
As the family grieves, so do the students here at Avenues the World School in Chelsea, where Henderson was a crossing guard, a job he loved.
He remembered my name and he remembered my brother's name, even though he graduated 2 years ago.
Always smiling, encouraging, and keeping students safe.
Very jarring to know that he's not going to be here tomorrow.
A man who his family says learned early on to defend those who need help, now gone, doing what was right in his heart. In Chelsea, Naveen Dhaliwal, CBS 2 News.
All right, guys. We're closing up here. But shout out to Performa 20 with the 1999 Super Trap. He says, just pulling up to the stream, time to run it back. We outside.
Hold on. Hello? Where we at? Oh, you want to know where I'm at? We outside!
Yes, sir. Performa is a day one. Glad to see you joining the stream, and hopefully you run it back and you enjoy every bit of it. So, guys, we're going to leave it there. New York is absolutely on fire right now, just like every major liberal / democratic city in the country. And there's not much more that I can do except spread awareness. I can't be everywhere. I'm boots on the ground in Atlanta, and that's the best that I can do. But as far as, you know, being in these other places, all I can do is cover the stories and warn you guys of these potential threats coming from these super gremlins on Demon Time. So make sure you guys like the video, share the video, comment immediately after the live stream, guys. We have 31 people in here. If y'all could just leave one quick comment, 31 comments. I should see 31 comments within 10 minutes of this stream ending. That would be greatly appreciated. And you know, that would really do a lot for the algorithm and really do a lot and tell YouTube that you really enjoy this content and it's engaging for you. So we are going to go ahead and send it off to Jinquavious, but y'all already know what it is. It's your boy, Black Gen Z Mindset, aka BGZM News 17, aka Jinquavious Jackson. And like I said before, we're going to go ahead and send it off to Jinquavious to take us away. So appreciate you guys. Be safe. And man, I mean, New York City underground, there's a lot of stuff going on underground in these tunnels and subways in New York City. But, you know, do your best to avoid these Pooh Shiesty wearing super gremlins on Demon Time. What's good, Shadow Realm? It's your boy Jinquavious Jackson, and y'all already know I'm demonetized and shadow banned in this bitch. So if you want to contribute, go to the Cash App, the PayPal, the GoFundMe, or join the Patreon. Also, don't forget to visit the merch store for all your favorite BGZM News 17 gear, including our exclusive Trump is a Blood t-shirt. Go fast before they sell out. They are already flying off the shelves, no cap. And remember, these super gremlins are on Demon Time.
Yo, what's good, BGZM News 17 family? I'm at the corner of Jesse Jackson and Marcus Garvey, and I got some bad news for you. As you can see, I lost my job. I'm out here living in cardboard boxes outside of boarded up vacant homes. YouTube said I'm done getting money out here in these streets. They even took my funky ass suit. So anything right now would help. So go ahead and hit that Cash App, hit that PayPal, hit that GoFundMe. Hell, cop the merch. Or if you want to make the long-term commitment to the Jinquavious Jackson Fund, join the Patreon so that I can continue to put out top-notch content each and every day. Also, check out the Rumble, where there is absolutely no censorship. Link in the description box below.
Hey, yo, ain't that nigga Jinquavious? Yo, I recognize.
No, that's not me no more.
Hey, yo, run your pocket.
Y'all killing me with this shit.
Do the opposite of Antonio Brown and take all
What
your
more
shit
do
off.
you want from me?
Gang violence and other kind of violence. So it is what it is.